Haven't I too? Haven't I? Haven't I? You know, I've been in deep meditation, thinking, shall I even touch on this topic? I don't like to do what the masses are doing. Though, I say, you know what? I'm not going to do what the masses are doing. I'm going to use this opportunity whereby I'm going to put a message that can resonate with the persons that need to be saved, like to pretty much collect the sheep, the lost sheep. So I'm going to use this opportunity where everyone's focusing on all of these Babylon things, getting distracted, to pretty much drive my point home so we can part. Everyone's talking about Kanye West and all of these Babylon Hollywood schemes. I'm a person that's quite fond of what goes on in Hollywood. For those of you that don't know, Nikosi was actually flown out to Los Angeles, California. Went to a meeting with Sony Entertainment. Nikosi has never signed any contract with any record label or company for Nikosi music. And multiple opportunities was actually put in front of me. Also, those of you that have seen some of my old music from like 10 years ago, you see that I've collabed with different persons in the Babylon music industry. And some would think, was you signed? Like, how are you speaking the truth now, Nikosi? How is this? Are you even real right? You talking all of this stuff, but you did music with some of these Babylon people who sold their soul. The persons I did music with, anybody that has a name or is somehow heard of in New Jersey, was off the strength that I was living in New Jersey as a Jamaican. So I collabed with certain persons, like, for example, Lauryn Hill's daughter, Selah Marley. Yes, she's doing some Babylon stuff. It is what it is. That don't mean that I have something to do with what she's doing in her life. And I don't want to condemn or speak down on anybody. In fact, it was important for her to meet somebody like me, because she could possibly even realize, like, oh, this is what Nikosi is saying. He's been right since then. Yo, this guy, I did music with this guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's actually like saying the reality. You guys also have seen that I've worked with persons like Fetty Wap, another New Jersey artist. Once again, just because I collab with these persons doesn't mean that I was best friends or that I was a part of any of their contracts. You know, certain times you can work with an artist before they become famous. I worked with Selah Marley before she's more so like a big known model, or before a lot of people even knew that that was Bob Marley's granddaughter or Lauryn Hill's daughter. Fetty Wap, I worked with him before he became signed even to 300 Entertainment with that the Jewish record label tycoon, Liar Cohen. So I am more than capable and able to disseminate and break apart the illusion of this Masonic, devilish, in-dust tree. It's a tree that's in dust. It's nature that has dust all over it. That's what the music industry is. And it's making people sick. It's like the crack cocaine of the modern 20th century. And that is why I could not sell my soul and sign any contracts with Fetty Wap, who offered me to sign with him. Literally. Went out to Olive Garden. It was the first time I ate at Olive Garden. I brought some weed. I wanted to offer him some weed. He like, yo, I got a pound in the car, you know what I'm saying? Not to say too much, but pretty much like, we out to eat, chilling and stuff. It's just another person that I knew from Patterson. And I didn't know him forever. I actually knew Fetty Wap's family before I knew him. His big brother used to record my music. If he ever watches these videos that I ever share, probably laughing at me saying, damn, what happened to Kosi? Kosi all weird now, he crazy like Kanye. Kanye's not crazy. Shit, to the world, I might be crazy because I'm living the shit Kanye talking about. You heard? Everything Kanye West is talking is literally He must watch my videos, even though I'm censored and the sheep can't get to my videos like that. These Babylon people must be watching me. I got white people messaging me every day asking can they be a part of my stuff. Ain't no white person coming to come infiltrate Seagold. This ain't that. We know what time it is. It's the end of the world and it's Seagold order, period. We might not be the popular group, but you see, if the world accepts you, then you're one of them. So pretty much, I knew some of Fetty Wap's family. For example, his elder brother, his mother's first child, Rob. Big up if you watching this. God bless you and your family. I pray for more life over all of y'all. Even if a lot of y'all looking at me now thinking I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. The thing is that the world that we were living in is actually crazy. So now when I'm actually walking more in the reality that God put me on earth for, I'm going to be looked at as crazy by everyone that's still stuck in the craziness. Though we have nothing to explain, I'm just making this video to, once again, drive my point home so I can park. And also there's going to be a couple souls, 1 or 2 souls that might watch this that resonate with the movement of Seagold, because we are the clear representation of the most highest on earth, ushering in the kingdom of God on earth, because now it's heaven on earth time. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We got to let these aliens stop ruling the planet. It's done. It's finished. That's what's going on with the music industry. Hollywood and all this stuff is ruled by aliens, freaky little devilish, conniving dark spirits, literally, which people would call Jewish. And one would think this is anti-Semitic, but I don't have a platform like Kanye, right? So I guess I can say things Kanye can't say. So let the real person who's living it talk about it, because Kanye's not living it. You see, Kanye got $11 billion or however much fake money that they got, the little fake white man money, and he's thinking that that's still the answer for black people. I want to tell y'all something right now. Kanye's saying a lot of truth mixed with a lot of lies. We don't need factories. We don't need more of the white man's money. We don't need any more economy. We don't need any more shitties. We don't need any more cars. We don't need any more roads. We don't need any more development. We don't need the devil to operate our mentality anymore. Nikosi Baba revealed this over 5 years ago. Go through this channel. It's almost 300 videos. I hope this reaches as much people as it can. I've been censored for 5 years. They have me on black extremist government watch list in the United States of America. I cannot return to the United States of America as a Jamaican, and wasn't even deported actually. So I am a literal danger to these Jewish people, because Nikosi Baba is the real Jew. Seagold Empire is literally the found tribe that is real. We're not a lost tribe. How could we be lost when we found? We found the truth. We seeked life and we found the reality. So Kanye, come holla at me. All that little couple million that you got left that they're going to eat up with the tax money, with all the taxes that they take from your bread. Come use that bread and come donate it. Donate all that you have to the kingdom of God, because that's what Seagold Empire is. Look me in my eyes. You see what time it is when you see me. You see the fire. We're in the rapture right now. Those that can see will be shown more. Those that can hear will be told more. If you have money and you're watching this video, donate all of your money right now to Seagold specifically, so we can empower ourselves and go live in the bush before money no longer has any value. Because we are literally living in the end of time. The world ended already, but only a few souls can see it, such as myself. I'm the first person on the internet, Nikosi Baba is the first person to disclose that the world actually ended 2012 Julian calendar, not Gregorian calendar, meaning 2020 with the regular Babylon calendar. That's when the world ended. That's 2020, right? Or 2019. 2020 is when the Babylon world ended. 2012 Ethiopian calendar, also known as the Julian calendar. The world ended. Christ already returned. Y'all missed Christ already. Taja. Y'all missed Christ already and still celebrating Christmas. You already missed Christ. Everybody in the world celebrating Christ's mess. But that's a mess already, because y'all niggas missed Christ already. Why y'all celebrating Christmas? Cut that shit out, man. The real present is the truth, and it's right in front of you. Kanye West, they saying that he's anti-Shemitic when whole time it's like a person. You see the industry, the media, they purposely let a couple souls put out the truth, or they use people like drones to put out some truthful things mixed with lies, because then if you have truth with lies, it makes the sheep have an even harder time to figure out what the heck is actually going on. What the heaven is really going on earth. What is actually going on? Okay, Kanye said that we're the Jews, black people of the Western world, the Americas, the United States, the Caribbean, persons like me from the Caribbean and Central and South America. We're all somehow related or from a certain tribe of Israel, which was pretty much Northeast Africa. It's in Africa. Israel is in Africa. It's on the African plate. The Hebrew Israelites were right about that at least. The Hebrew Israelites were right about that at least. Israel sits on the African plate geographically, not politically. Politically, they call it the Middle East. Even politically, they make you think that Egypt is a part of Arab world, but Egypt is actually in Africa. You see, I'm going to make this very plain and simple. They let you hear a little bit of truth. That's why they allowed a lot of information to get out on Google. Because guess what? Just like Google got some truth, it's oversaturated with a lot of lies. So then what's real? Only if you have the gift of discernment, you will be able to decode and see and read between the lines. Just like with the Bible. They gave us the King James Version. The Bible is pretty much is written about so-called African descendant or so-called black people or the real Jews, the real, how do I say, Semitic kind of people that was out of the northern Eastern African area, the Afro-Asiatic. That's what it's written about, like from the Torah. That's what the modern day King James Bible is about. But remember, King James is a part of that Babylon Empire. That's all Europe. That's your rope. It's a rope to let you tie yourself and hang yourself. All of the people in UK, the United Dumb Kings, Germany, many germs, just putting bacteria all over the earth. That's who wrote the King James Version of the Bible. And then now everyone's only taking heed to the New Testament. They don't know nothing about the Old Testament. They don't know about the Maccabees. They don't have all the other books, the book of Enoch and all of these different things that you might find in older versions of the Bible from different parts of Egypt to Ethiopia. Now, the Bible, yes, it's true, is written about so-called Africa. That's clear as day. The Bible ain't about no Palestinian or whatever these people thinking or whatever they calling anti-Semitic. The only Semitic people you can find came out of Africa, and then went into the Middle East. It's called the Out of Africa Theorem. A completed study on how humans migrated out of the Horn of Africa and also across that Suez Canal area into the Middle East. Though everything came out of Africa. Everything. It's just that, you see, most of the people that you see in Africa right now are pretty much groups of people that are mixed with native earthlings and aliens. There's only a couple earthlings on Earth that's actually from a so-called Adam and Eve. Persons where you can trace your nuclear DNA in the mitochondrial Eve gene. And that's going to be the Khoisan Bushmen. That's why on this channel I've spoken a couple times about the Bushmen. And that's also the Batwa, the Pygmy in the Congo. And a couple other Khoisan speaking persons in Eastern and Southern Africa. Life started in Eastern Africa. That's where the Garden of Eden is. The so-called Garden of Eden. So Hebrew Israelites are a little bit right, but they're stuck in the King James Version. And they stuck using the white man's English. We need to get out of England, because we don't need to be in glands anymore. We're not here to be a disease on the planet. We're here to heal the planet, because if you don't heal the planet won't heal you. If you're killing the planet is going to kill you. The rapture is real. Everything is actually really getting hotter. They're talking about Kanye West, but the whole time nobody knows that the Mississippi River has dissipated. Rivers on every part of the earth. Everywhere on earth is under judgment right now. And everybody's on Facebook and it's like they're booking your face. They're closing your face, which is your head. Well, you're headless at that point, and they closing it into a book. So you could be all book smart, reading and shit, but you can't read between the lines of life. They got niggas on Instagram with freaking short-term memory loss. Everybody needs instant gratifying things going on in their life, and their mind is stuck in a space-time continuum with this TikTok bullcrap, and nobody is getting the point of what the heck is going on. And I'm gonna tell you the answer right now so I can finalize the video, and I'll do a part 2. My phones don't have great storage. You know, these iPhones, they want to make niggas, they can't even hold the truth. The iPhones is just sound bites of the truth. So whoever cites this, I pray that it reaches who it needs to reach. And I actually hope it reaches many people, whereby it'll convict the souls that's already serving the devil, the evil. They're not living, they're dead already. All of the aliens that you see ruling, they need to keep doing the blood sacrifices, and they need to get more of the adrenochrome, because that's what's keeping them able to be on this planet. They're not earthlings. Most Africans, as I was saying, even persons like me from the so-called diaspora, the life aspera, we are actually mixed with some of the native Africans, which are the pygmies. That's why most of the Africans that were taken during the Atlantic slave trade were taken from the Congo, the Progo, the Congo. Most of us came from Central Africa by way of Eastern Africa. And a lot of us have a couple of those native indigenous ancient genes from those pygmies, which are also branched from the L0D haplogroup, branched straight from the Khoisan speaking groups. Now, we're like an admixture of several type of Africans. Now, we're also an admixture of different extraterrestrials that came to the planet. Yes, there's many things going on the planet. Star Wars is literally happening right now. Persons are battling for the earth, but the earth belongs to the Most Highest. And the Most Highest comes to us in form of actual individuals. So you're looking at the Most High right now. That's why my videos get 1 view. I get 1 view, and it might be a robot. My channel don't even get views. My music don't get views no more. When Sony and all of these Babylon people were interested in me, I would put out a video, and the video could get 10,000 plus views. On Instagram, I had nearly 70,000 followers. That's not so much, but the shit have decreased now to 30,000. So they silence persons that actually not only are speaking reality, but are actually living it. Because the difference with Nikosi is that I actually walked. I didn't just talk. You see, the essence of see gold is to see and go. We are the see go people of see go empire. It has nothing to do with no Freemason Babylon shit. We ain't signing none of these Babylon devil worshippers and blood drinkers and all of this shit. Nigga don't even eat meat. I probably drink the blood of plants. Like, literally. And they're farming humans. They're making more humans eat vegan, but there's an agenda even with that. Because they want humans to be literally cattle. They've been doing human farming at a large scale. But if you get more of your human to pretty much eat grass, like the cattle, it'll be better for when it's time to harvest the meat. That's what all of these government leaders are. They're pretty much reptilian butchers and dark entities that you don't even really see what's what. And you have to see what spirit, you see the spirit bears witness. You know, when you go to Africa, a couple persons that have returned to the continent and they see some of the Africans don't accept them, them is the same Africans that's possessed by some of the same aliens or demons that the so-called white people are possessed by. Africans are not exempt. Just as much as we want to talk about white people, there's a lot of Africans, majority of Africans, that happily participated in the slave trade for alien technology. They wanted more weaponry and alien food. They weren't happy with the normal earthling life of just living in nature. They wanted more. They wanted to have all these kingdoms. And you see, because as I said, Africans nowadays are mixed with a native group or two, plus spliced with other extraterrestrial things. So we have a conflicting thing going on Earth where a lot of people don't know how to live with the Earth. So we're speeding up something that was going to happen whether we like it or not. Global warming was going to happen whether humans built cities or not. The 3,600 year cycle has already passed. That elliptical cycle whereby different celestial bodies are now in the space-time continuum again to usher in cosmic alignments that can't be prevented. So whether humans liked it or not, a return of a Christ mind was inevitably going to enter the planet again. That's what the return of Jesus is. It didn't mean a man coming in on a chariot and horses. It actually meant some extraterrestrial stuff whereby the frequency in the minds will advance from the third density level to rise up in the so-called Kundalini. So the point to drive this home, because I said a lot, we're at 20 minutes. I'll do a part 2. Kanye West. He's talking a lot of things that can get a couple of persons in certain groups a little riled up. He could get some of the so-called white Jews, the Palestinian kind of people. It could get them riled up and feel like he's anti-Semitic. He could get the extremist groups of the black Hebrew Israelite movements. He could get them riled up in a way where they're like, yeah, we told you we're the Hebrews. But there's confusion in all of that. None of them are saying the reality. The black Hebrew Israelites are saying the African people, all of them are bad people. They're saying that we're not African at all. They're saying that some of the white people are their brothers, but some of the Africans are not. It's a bunch of confusion. When actually, just like the white people have done bad, the so-called Africans have done bad. And even if you call yourself a Jew or a Semite, you still come from so-called Africa. The name Africa comes from the Afar people. We thought it was from an explorer called Africanus, but he got that name when he came to a land that he called like Ethiopia, which was all of Africa, because it was a land where people were darker skinned, like these Greek explorers and all these different Romans, because they're just roaming. They're roaming everywhere. They don't know what else to do. They're like roaming. Their brain cannot be still. And when they came to Africa, they see some of these people in these Saharan Sahel regions, and the Afar people, which were a little bit more widespread at that point, from Nubia, Kush, even into the Sahel, those people were called the Afar, and then that coined him being called the explorer Africanus, and that's what coined the term Africa after the name of Ethiopia. But the whole continent was called Ethiopia by the Greeks, but even before that, Al-Kebulan. And even before that, it was called nothing. According to Torah or English translation, Garden of Eden. So the Hebrew Israelites that's speaking against Africa, they speaking against themselves, because even if you claim you're a Shemitic person and you're not a son of Ham or whatever you think you are, you still come from so-called Africa. Africa is the root of everything. All the genetic splicing started in Africa. All of it. Even Kanye now talking about all this Jew stuff, he lets it be known that everything came out of Africa. Even the white people you see on Earth today, they somehow, even though they're very spliced up with different animal, alien, and other type of humanoid, also Neanderthal genes, even white people have a percentage of an out of Africa humanoid. Everything comes from Africa as far as humans are concerned. A lot of the other parts of Earth was actually frozen over. Plus, at a certain point, even before that, most of Africa was Africa was even bigger than it is now. And behind the ice wall, there's much more land there's different layers of this planet. The planet is actually a microcosm of heaven. And that's why we will finalize the video like this. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And that is the answer. We must prepare and reestablish heaven on earth, the Garden of Eden. It's what Nikola Tesla and all of these different decent white people were thinking of. We don't need money. Why should you pay and enslave and buy like enslaved food? It's like, of course we're going to enslave each other as humans. We enslave the food that we eat, and we are what we eat, right? Everything is about slavery. If you check everything to do with the economy, the buying and selling of goods, the shipping of products, no different than when they shipped human cargo. We need to do away with money, period. And not even that we need to, it's the inevitable. The no more buy and sell, that's already here, it's upon us. No more paper money. They're saying cryptocurrency is the answer. No, it's not. Cryptocurrency is very cryptic, it's dark. They're trying to get the minds and the consciousness of people to just become digitalized. Now, I know this video will go over a lot of heads, and it may or may not reach much if I'm still just blocked off like most of my videos are. Of course, they're going to censor me, and it's fine as long as it reaches who it needs to reach. And once again, I'm going to let this be known to the robots and to the agents that block all of my videos. Judgment is on your soul for eternity, and you will burn, and you will continue to burn in hellfire, by the way. You're doing it to yourself because you're causing more of the children of the highest eye to stumble. I'm going to say, judgment! Babylon done fall already, you don't know, say Nikosi Babylon, the first one for come on Babylon, I-tube, make people them say what I want. Now the baddest man in Africa, you know, you say, I look at Babylon YouTube people who want to interview I, them not even want to deal with me no more, they want to call me controversy. Me is not controversy, you know, this is the pro-true verse. It's the verse that's pro-thinking and it's true. Yes, we need to return to the continent of so-called Africa, Ethiopia. We need to return to the garden and get the hell out of Babylon. Exodus, movement of Jah's people. And return to the mountain, move far from the system. Stop using money, live in nature. Live with the wild animals. The wild animals are not as dangerous as these so-called humans. These ain't humans. It's aliens, quite frankly. It's a germ. It's beyond the bacteria. It's a virus. We thought Corona was a new pandemic. The pandemic been on the planet for the past 6,000 years. But when you see what going, it's alright because you have a few people who sight the full 100. I mean, just make a video for the persons who need for sight. I'm going to do a part 2. Everybody looking, a continuation to this video. Big up yourself. Nikosi Baba. See goal order. Bye bye.